It's like sculpting in the most classical way, I guess. You know, you just start out with this blob of an idea, and then you just spend months chipping away, chipping away, chipping away, and backing up and looking at it. The whole idea for me is to take that stone and reveal it in a way that is as close to what my imagination wants as possible. With the understanding that what my imagination wants is only as important as how my imagination and all the artists collaborate to make this happen. Absolutely, right. I don't want it to look ridiculous. We've worked long enough with both Christine and Lance that I can give them an egg, and they'll go ahead and hatch it into pretty much whatever it needs to be.
Like that, right? The polka dots open up.
Then they come back to me with costume designs, set designs, lighting suggestions.
I think it's great. Congratulations.
There's a lot of reciprocity in this, lots of back and forth.
But you can make that decision at your ballet.
That's really what the dancers here at Ballet Pensacola do. They show me these ballets, and then I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. You know, like American in Paris, there was a moment when it just hit, when I saw something happening, and I thought, oh, look at that. Oh, it's time to bring American in Paris back. I haven't done American in Paris, my American in Paris here for 20 years, probably. But I saw that moment, it was like, ah.
In the studio, maybe when you find out what you're doing, it can catch you off guard a little bit, like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Off the bat, you will know what time period you're in and how you're supposed to act, because in American in Paris, we act according to how they acted in the 1950s. In Stars and Stripes, we need to be very happy and excited and explosive with our energy.
It's definitely a whole team of, it's like a big family that works together. I feel that with the tech side, they come up with the sets and everything, and then the lighting and the costumes come in, and then the dancers come in. So even though we are the ones you're watching everything else. You're watching the set, you're watching the costumes, and it all is a cohesive thing, even though we were separate when we put it together.
Yeah, it takes a lot of people to put on a production, especially the scale and quality that we do here at Ballet Pensacola.
I think that's one of my favorite parts, is when we get into Tech Week, we get to see what the tech side did, and then they'll get to see what we did, and then we put it together, and you get to see how the two collaborative sides, even though it's all Ballet Pensacola, but the two departments kind of come together.
In a perfect world, you'd get everything done and you would have plenty of time to repetitively rehearse it. But not all shows are like that, and sometimes you have to change things the day before the show or the day of the show. So you don't always get that luxury of feeling super comfortable. That's another part of being a professional dancer. You just have to trust yourself and trust your experience. Although there are days where my body hurts and I really wish I could stay in bed all day, it's so much worth it once I come to the studio and I start practicing, and I always enjoy challenging myself and putting myself out of my comfort zone.
Good.
I feel like these two pieces have a sort of very positive vibe to them. I feel that there's something very just charming about both of them.
The evening of American in Paris and Stars and Stripes is unique for Ballet Pensacola in a lot of ways. While it still maintains a great deal of our particular aesthetic, we've adopted so much of that early movie musical feel. Once the curtain goes up, it's kind of out of your control, which is the worst part of it. You know, you're done with you can't, once the curtain goes up and the audience is there, you can't go, stop, 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 stop. We need to back up. I didn't like blah, 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 blah.
When I come to see a show, I want to be entertained, and I love feeling happy after I see a show. And so I feel that with American in Paris, it's just a traditional musical love story. It's just, it's a Gene Kelly love story. You can't go wrong, you know?
The night is certainly a departure from what we usually do. It's decidedly us. It's decidedly Ballet Pensacola.
I feel like it's a very positive, charming night that I feel is nice to see Ballet Pensacola do. Everything definitely comes together to create a unified movement, a unified piece, and it really is a sight to see, and I'm really excited to be a part of it.
It's worth seeing, absolutely. If you haven't seen us before, come see us now. And if you haven't seen us for a little while, sure as heck come this time.